welcome back to the Engine Shed, folks. Really glad to have you all back. So today I thought I'd start with a new format, which I'm going to start calling the DCC Short Circuit series. Now, part of the little channel restructure that I'm working on behind the scenes is just being able to format the videos in a more appropriate way for viewers, because one of the big problems I have is trying to condense all of the information that I need to into one video. It ends up being a stupidly long video, which are not only hard to edit, they're actually really hard to watch for some of you as well. So part of this little short circuit series is all about things like decoder installation, locomotive maintenance, decoder selection, programming, things like this that probably cater to a more niche part of my audience, more so than the general audience. So for that very reason, I thought today I'd take the opportunity with a lovely little Bachmann Class 20 in rail freight livery to look at the new 22 pin interface from Bachmann, which is the Plux 22 decoder. And mate, this is pretty hard to get a hold of, so let's see how this goes into the locomotive. We'll show you how to undo it, put and install the decoder, and go from there. Back in a sec. Rightio, we're back at the workbench. We've got our locomotive ready to go. There are a couple of things we need before we start. Obviously, we need our DCC decoder. So Bachmann, obviously, in the previous couple of years has been moving away from the ESU family of chips to the Zemo family, and part of that integration is upgrading their 21 and 8 pin chassis to 22 pin decoders. So the notable difference between a 21 and a 22 pin decoder is the fact that the actual pins are on the decoder instead of the actual motherboard in the locomotive itself. So something to note, be very careful when you remove these out of the packet, because you can bend the pins and that is not what you want. So let's put that to one side. What we also need is a locomotive cradle. So Class 20 from Bachmann, lovely new little model, but it's very simple to undo the chassis and get into it. 2 screws, one at each end under that. So let's start. Always make a habit of getting a couple extra sizes of precision screwdrivers as well, because you just never know what size is what, and it just saves you a lot of time fuffing around trying to get the right size screw. So let's pull this out. 2 screws, and all we need to do now is pull the chassis out like so, being very mindful not to disconnect the lights into the cab and to the rear of the body. So we'll just leave that attached for now. We'll move this out of the way. Let's get this nice and close. Now what we want to do is remove the blanking plate here. All I suggest is just using some slight pressure in the pry of the screwdriver, just to massage it out of place, and then it's just a wiggle with your fingers. And as simple as that, the blanking plate comes out. Alright, now with that said, what we need to do is install the decoder. Very gently line up the pins with the socket, and press firmly. And just like that, we've installed our decoder. So let's put this back together and get it on the programming track. Alright, so here we are back at the programming track. I've got the little camera here on the programming track. I've got the large camera focusing on the ECOS. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to program this, especially when you've got something with the power of the ESU ECOS. Now, with all of the new lock sound and lock pilot decoders, all you need to do is drop your locomotive on the track. Within about 10 seconds, the ECOS usually picks it up, just like it has done there. Detected a brand new decoder. And all we need to do is punch in an address. So let's change it to, I don't know, let's say 2009, for instance. And all we need to do then is just go done. And then our railcom is ready to go. So you can see here in the ECOS, address is listed as 2009. Now we can go through and have some fun with this, edit the locomotive name, edit the profile, do all of that jazz, and actually get it to look like a Class 20. So we can select all the different locomotive pictures if we've got them available, which I don't think I do for the Class 20, but that's fine. It doesn't appear to be. That's alright, that's something we can work on later. So let's just leave it blank for the time being. We can change it, obviously, from Lock Pilot V5 DCC and name it properly. So this particular case, it's a Class 20 and its running number is 227. Class 20 227, DCC address 229, and we're we're good to go. So now let's play with the functions. And let's see how it runs. Smooth as butter. Well folks, hopefully you enjoyed this first installment of the DCC short circuit series with the Class 20. Great little locomotive. That'll be featuring in some more videos in the coming days. But as always, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave me some feedback in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye.